52
That's
of the Battlecats podcast. I'm Caleb Peng. I'm joined with HurricaneKaz. A little bit of Mittens.
Yeah, he's down here.
And
as
of
per
course,
usual.
we got our fourth co-host.
You taking her out of prison?
No. This is the other one.
Oh, right.
Say hello, Chegs. Oh, now you're going to be silent.
I heard a little bit of something right when you picked him up, like, why?
Yeah, no, well, we'll keep it here until she speaks. But we do have 4 co-hosts, but 2 are felines. Tristan couldn't make it, and Steve could not make it. So it turns out I'm winning Kaz's corner. Maybe that should be the deal. Whenever it's just me and you, sucks for them.
No,
or maybe if it's just you and someone else, it's okay if it's not me.
Yeah, maybe you should have the opportunity to earn yourself some leverage.
Yeah, maybe you should show up to class.
She's trying to grab the microphone.
All right. Anyway, that being said, me and Kaz will cover some of the events. We had a lot of tournaments this weekend too.
It's true.
Yeah, so let's get into it. First off, we have ourselves a new Rocket event, and the new leaders are disclosed. This event went live today? No, tomorrow, right?
Yeah, no. The taken over portion starts tomorrow.
Okay. Well, for some people, it's already tomorrow, so
yeah. Looking at you, Steve.
Yeah, but it's shiny, Pineco or Shadow Pineco, but it could be shiny. Higher chance of shining. The Rocket leaders is going to be Arlo. Sorry, I was like blanking on the name. Sierra is going to be shiny, Shadow. Potential shiny Duskull, and Cliff will be Shadow Snorlax. Could be shiny too. This is actually not even the debut of shiny Shadow Snorlax anymore, because they made it so that all shadows can be potentially shiny, I guess, on the encounters.
Yeah.
For the regular ones.
They did.
So,
I mean, they said.
So it would have been, but once they made that, some people actually do have the Shadow shiny Snorlax already.
Yeah. Isn't it basically anything that has been introduced as shiny in the game can be shiny now, whether you encounter it in the wild or in rockets or whatever,
or shadows?
Yeah,
I guess so. Yeah. So that is a thing. So anyway, Pineco I think has been a leader before, but it's been a while. I don't remember Duskull or not, but Duskull and Pineco fantastic for PvP purposes. Snorlax not so much, but it's a cool one potentially to have for
once
maybe
upon
Master
a time
League.
Master League.
It's a hard normal to use these days because all the other normal types have non-ghost fast attacks, right? So it just loses every head-to-head versus normals for the most part. You do have superpower though, but yeah, I don't think that'll be relevant in Great League or Ultra League for any time. Probably not even Master League. Anyway, seems like a lot of people are disappointed based on social media, but they're not PvPers. The PvPers, we do appreciate it. Oh, it's Shadow Landorus is going to be the Giovanni as well too, which I think we knew before.
The genie man, not the cat.
Highly disappointing, but
I always forget which is which, because it's Therian is the sort of animals. Yeah. And then Incarnate is the genie dudes.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Yeah. I always get those two confused.
That's okay. But yeah, so those are new information on that. Best of luck in your shadow hunting. I believe Shadow Onyx is back in rotation as well too. I saw Pocket tweet that he finally will have a Shadow Steelix. So I think Shadow Onyx is coming back, which is nice. These are all really PvP relevant ones. I don't think we talked about it before, but I don't think any of the new shadows would be super relevant.
Yeah, because I mean the I think Steve had mentioned the Araquanid was interesting, but do you really want to trade the bulk that is the most appealing part of Araquanid?
Yeah, that usually not the case, but who knows? Someone made Shadow Hydreigon work in a regional, so why not Shadow Araquanid? We'll talk more about that in a bit.
We're in strange times.
Yes, indeed we are. Okay, we have Shadow Entei hitting the raid day. This is definitely not the debut of this, but this is May 2nd, Saturday, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., which is this upcoming weekend, actually. 6 free raid passes for spinning gym photo discs, and then increased chance of shiny Entei from Shadow Raids. Limit increased to 20. There's an event ticket you can look into if you want. But that's pretty much it. 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday. So that's a quickie. And only if you really love Entei, I guess. It's not really PvP relevant for
it's never been relevant.
Do they have signature moves? Because that'd be really cool if they did. But I know that there's that, like, in the DLC of Scarlet and Violet, they have the other forms, right? The
Raging Bolt, the paradox forms.
Again, I'm not sure if the XL candies and the candies will transfer over because they're technically different, but knowing Niantic, they're probably not going to make it the case.
I bet they're going to release it as, like, its own thing. Like, you can't. It's not like you can transform.
They have separate dex entries too, right?
Yeah, it's not like you can transform, like, a regular Entei into, like, whatever its paradox form is.
It'd be different if regular Entei evolved into the paradox form. But because they don't evolve or anything, there's no family tree. It's it's like Wiglet in Diglett.
Yeah, it's like the idea is it's like sort of a convergent evolution sort of thing.
Wait. Oh no,
that's with Wiglet.
It's a Paldean Tauros form. I was gonna say Tauros, but
no. The paradox forms are, like, different because it's like a time travel mechanic almost. It's like you're getting this Pokemon from, like, a different point in its existence. And some are from the future and some are from the past. But Wiglet is like the idea of convergent evolution. It's like, well, it looks like Diglett, but it's not actually a Diglett.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it looks.
It's like a hummingbird and a hummingbird moth. It's like same, but different.
Yeah, there's very few people that's going to understand that exact reference outside of you, but maybe Jen. But
yeah, Jen will get it. Jen knows me.
I'm not well versed in the hummingbird species and similar birds. Anyway, get the Entei if you like. We do have some news related to GoFest. This is pretty big. So a few things. Mega Mewtwo is here. And that's coming for GoFest, which will be pretty dope. For the Pokemon debut, Mega Mewtwo X and Y, the evolution of the genetic Pokemon Mewtwo, will make their Pokemon Go debut. I think Y is more attack weighted, and then X is, I don't really know, but probably more defense weighted. Not sure, but Y will probably be the one people use. I guess it depends on the movesets, but
these are mega evolutions, right?
Yes, super mega raids too. Not even just regular mega raids. You gotta do super mega, which means you want the extra 5,000 after you hit level 3, so you could get it to the final one. So you'll want a lot. You'll want a lot of energy for sure. You'll probably want a lot actually for both. Now that I think about it, right? Because once you mega evolve, no, I guess it doesn't matter what you mega evolve into. Like Charizard, you can mega evolve like Charizard like Mega 3 into either, right? It's not like. Yeah. It's not like, you have to, like, work on progress or two separate ones. Okay.
No, I'm pretty sure this is almost the exact same as Charizard.
Yeah.
It's like, they both count towards like, whenever I do my weekly Mega Evolutions to just build up the, bar or whatever, it's like I have 2 Charizard, like one shiny and one 98%, not a hundo even. And I'll do the 2 forms, but it doesn't really matter. I could mega evolve them into the same form, and the bar would still increase, regardless.
Yeah. Well, they are doing a few things for the Mega Evolution system, actually. Oh, let me readjust my cat real quick. All right. So, Mega Mewtwo Survival isn't the only big thing coming to Mega Evolution in Pokemon Go. Yeah, I know.
Right, Checks?
Yeah. Lock in, Checks. We need to focus on this change. So faster mega. Oh, okay. She's off.
Nope, done.
She hates Mewtwo. Faster mega level progression. So in upcoming update, trainers will have the option to use their extra mega energy to quickly level up their Pokemon's mega levels without needing to wait for the daily progression cooldown. That's kind of interesting. and split mega level progression. So for Pokemon with multiple mega evolutions, such as Mewtwo, progression will now be tracked individually for each mega evolution.
Oh, see, we gave them too much credit too soon.
For example, the mega level for Mega Mewtwo X will increase independently from the mega level Mega Mewtwo Y. Mega Charizard X and Mega Charizard Y, any Charizard that you have Mega Evolve will carry over its Mega level to both Mega Evolutions after this split. So they'll also require separate Mega Evolution going forward, which you can get from taking on either Mega X or Mega Charizard Y Mega Raids. If you already have Mega Charizard energy, you will be awarded the amount of both Mega Charizard X and Mega Charizard Y energy after this split. Okay, so I do appreciate that though. So anything you've done before like isn't gone to waste, right?
But it's still pretty frustrating that they basically, I mean, it's like they saw another way to take advantage of us, and our wallets, and we're like, why not both? Why not actually have to pay for both?
Yeah, I was just thinking about how it's convenient that I could go interchangeably, but
we got different just plans. Had a whole discussion.
Different plans. I mean, it kind of makes sense though. I'll give them that, but yeah. Anyway, featured attacks. Mewtwo caught during the during in-person Go Fest events by ticket holders will know the fast attack counter and the charge attack side strike. I don't know about counter, but side strike is pretty nice. Yeah, only ticket holders can catch Mewtwo with the feature attacks during in-person Go Fest events. During the global, Mewtwo caught with Mega Mewtwo X Super Mega Raids will know the fast attack counter. Mewtwo caught with Mega Mewtwo Y Super Mega Raids will know the charge attack side strike. So I guess for the actual Go Fest in-person ones, they'll probably have both. But yeah,
that's what it seems like. I mean, that's like the quote at the very start of this section about featured attacks is like they will know both. But for global, it's an either or situation.
Okay.
Jackie's way more upset about this than we are.
Okay. Let's calm down. It's not that deep. All right. Become a Pokemon Go expert during in-person Go Fest events. Trainers who have tickets to in-person Go Fest events will either have the full Go Fest ticket or City Export, whatever. We'll see 4-time research, blah, blah, blah. Okay. At least 2 training challenges still encounter either. This is just like for in-person stuff, I guess. Yeah, there's just time research essentially for in-person Go Fest. Just read up on that later. It's very niche and specific for those going. And then participate in massive Mega Mewtwo raid at your Go Fest park experience. Similar situation. Yeah, I mean, there's Super Mega raids, so it's essentially just saying there'll be, if you're lucky, you might even get a Mega level 2 or level 3. What? Oh, I guess like Mewtwo Call from the raids will have location background and the first Mega level unlocked. All right, gotcha. So you might even get level 2 or level 3 unlocked, which is kind of interesting. Do they stay unlocked if you trade it? Because let's say you catch like a bad IV spread and you're not really planning on powering this up, but you're like, hey, I want to trade to Caleb. It's a level 2 or level 3 already. So. Yeah, so it just resets. I don't think so either, but
Cheggy doesn't think so either.
Yeah. What a
out of here.
Anyway, yeah. So I don't think that's the case, but I honestly don't remember if I've ever tried doing that or not. But yeah.
Does it have any info in like their Mega Evolution thing?
I'm not sure, but we'll keep you all updated on that if we find out before the end of this podcast. But that's going to do it for the actual Mega Mewtwo. Other exciting news related to this, Michael Staranka tweeted it out. One of the directors at Night Ticket, someone we've had on our podcast before. In celebration of our 10-year anniversary, Go Fest Global is free this year, which is awesome. Fantastic. Everyone could take part in it. Really like that. They didn't have to do that, but I'm glad they did. Yeah, it's a very nice gesture for everyone. We do have some info on the Global Go Fest as well. So it's July 11th to July 12th, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. So yeah, there's nothing really going on. Oh shoot! Oh, am I at a wedding that weekend? I think I am. Dang it!
You best be catching during that
Dang
ceremony.
it! I mean,
everybody send Caleb your remote invites.
Yeah, I'm just. It's dang, dude. What
It's only one day, right? I mean,
yeah.
So for everyone not named Caleb Peng, there's already the new mega forms of Mewtwo that we've talked about. They will also be new research, new to introduce us to yet another mythical Pokemon, Zeraora, the Thunderclap Pokemon. Very cute kitty design.
Is it legendary?
It's a mythical.
Oh, it's a mythical.
Yeah. So
gotcha.
Won't be able to trade it. Not shiny. I assume that'll come with a, masterwork research later. We've got new Pikachu hats, of course. We've got the Kanto starters coming back with their Pikachu visors. And we've got some featured Pokemon that we know of already. I don't see the list of Pokemon. It just has typings featured on here.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3 habitats. The Stormfire Peaks, which will feature Ice, Electric, and Fire-type Pokemon. The Astral Tides, which will feature Psychic, Ghost, and Water-type Pokemon. And the Dragonflight Summit, which will feature Flying, Rock, and Dragon-type Pokemon.
Okay. All right.
And our incense encounters are going to be the regionals Tropius and Bouffalant, which both have their shinies already in the game, I'm fairly certain.
Yes, I think they do.
Yeah, so some people might already have the shiny ones, but this is a great opportunity for those not in sort of the Mediterranean region or in the New York region where these are found in the wild.
Yeah. Oh, this was like a fun event that I might be missing out on.
Caleb is still busy being devastated.
It's like a family friend. Do I have to go to the wedding?
I don't know. That sounds like a Caleb's mom question.
No, my mom's not going, but I'm going with my dad and my stepmom. But
Caleb's dad question.
Yeah.
Which I imagine is going to start.
The wedding's in San Diego, and they're visiting me in LA first, and we're driving down together. So
you sound pretty out of luck,
dude. I hope the reception's short. Real short reception would be. I'd be like, my stomach ain't feeling so good. I'm gonna get bounce. Hit up Dapper Disc or whoever I know, Mipichu in San Diego. Be like, yo, where's the raid train at, man? Yeah, I'm dressed in a suit and tie. It's fine. It's
fine. Don't ask questions.
I'll find a way. I think it is. I'm pretty sure it's that exact weekend, actually. Yeah.
So, there's also going to be timed research available, special field research. What other bonuses we got here? Lure modules lasting for an hour. Incense attracting special Pokemon. We've already talked about that.
Stardust?
I don't see any particular Stardust or XP bonuses. Just sort of the things like you can do party play, which helps you share your items with other trainers, so that might be an option for people. Branching timed research with a choice between Mega Mewtwo X or Mega Mewtwo Y. So I assume you won't get the Pokemon, but you might get extra candies and stuff.
Yeah. Honestly, this is not like the craziest thing for me to miss. It's mostly the raids,
Yeah,
the Zeraora will come from research. Tropius is nice, but that's about it. Like, what other Oh, and then all forms are unknown. I mean, it's just unknown. But like that's just like incense things. I'll probably just run my Go Plus during the wedding. Okay.
Let's see. Following bonuses: up to 9 free raid passes per day, up to 6 special trades, half Stardust cost for all trades, and opening 50 gifts each day. And that's all we have for now for global.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, if you're again not named Caleb Peng and do not already have a wedding to attend that day, mark your calendars.
I'm marking. Yeah, but I'm gonna mark it too, just so I'm aware what I need to do that day outside of attending wedding. Well, it's a good thing I'm not going with a date or anything, because I'll be like, why are you on your phone the whole time? Okay, well, that's
like, no
it is free though for everyone, so that's good.
Yeah, no, that is really nice. That's a really good way.
Add-ons, because usually it's add-ons, right? Like for extra raid pass and stuff. But...
Are there usually add-ons for global? Because I know obviously with the in-person events, you can get the city pass, you can get like the egg, bonus or the raid lover or whatever. But I'm not sure that there's bonuses for like the global, because it's kind of something that they intend to be more accessible for everyone who can't go to one of the 3 locations.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll see about that. But okay. Nothing's really going on in Go Battle League, if I were to say. So let's hop down to Championship Series. We have another week of Fantasy Cup, of course. So nothing too crazy.
Memories in motion.
All right, we got Prague. Top 12 usage of day 1 was very high up on Fortress, 42%, 69% were Shadow, 41% next. Second high usage was Licky, tied with Feraligatr, 2% Shadow. And then Quagsire at 40%, 87% Shadow. So top 4 are all like pretty much identical almost in usage. Mm-hmm. Then it drops to Tinkaton at 5th at 28%, to be no surprise. Unova Stunfisk, dude, I swear Europeans like Unova Stunfisk more than any other region. I'm not really sure what it is, right? And I don't think it's actually a bad meta read. Like, it's good into Fortress, Licky, Feraligatr, loses a Quagsire, beats Tinkaton, great into Tokiz.
It's a Pokemon that like is very often Empoleon. Like a super good core breaker, even if it's like not necessarily a good Pokemon itself. You know what I'm saying? Like it has the tendency to core break a lot of teams, especially like you were saying when we look at the rest of the, the usage here. Hey, excuse you, sir.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Is he excused?
No, never.
I do think it's actually fairly solid. And I think that's why Digger Speed usage was on the slightly lower end. Mostly because what do you call it? Mostly because Tokiz was super relevant, right? Tokiz being super prominent right now. So that is definitely a factor in itself. But yeah. 22 Empoleon, 21%, Corsola. Gorgeist is actually at 19, which is kind of crazy.
Listen, America, like the United States, North America, that's the one we like the Diggersby. Other regions are like, nah, you can have it.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Well, speaking of that meta, day 2, number 1 usage was actually Shadow Quagsire and Licky tied at 62.5. Tinkaton dropped all the way to 18.8. Still made top 12 usage, but this top 16 usage still confuses me. But I mean, I get what it's saying, but it's just still like, I don't like that it says top 16 right above a top 12 usage. But chart. Anyway, who won it all? Tonton Batus with an Aegislash and Shadow Hydreigon. Well, Shadow Hydreigon don't really mind the Unova Stunfisk that much.
Yeah,
although one Mud Bomb probably like almost one-shots it. So
it also, I mean, with all the Licky on Shadow Ball, probably doesn't mind that too much either.
Yeah, but you kind of have to shield the body slams. I was watching some of the gameplay, and that thing is frail. It's real frail. I actually didn't finish watching the losers finals and winners or grand finals, but I do know the results. So Tonton winning it all with a crazy team per usual. Boom, super consistent season for him. Gets another medal, second place. Almost went undefeated actually going into the grand finals. I don't think he dropped a single game. Obviously, he eventually lost to Tonton, but pretty impressive stuff. And Adequins, dude, I don't know what this guy's running either. Poliwrath, Shadow Giratina, Talonflame in this meta? Yeah.
Mr. Shadow Giratina unplayable currently.
His Shadow Giratina, Wigglytuff, Talonflame core is like untouched. Like he just always runs those three.
Yeah, I'd like to see him get as far without it at this point.
I mean, hey, I don't think anyone wants to get as far with it. So, but Nesabethan getting 4th place with the Tinkaton. So highest Tinkaton usage in this meta, I think, so far. Yeah. He had a Gorgeist too, which I guess makes sense with all the Stunfisk run around. But and a Celio, what is this meta? And a Shadow Annihilate, what in the world? I don't know, man. Whoever said this meta is solved, it ain't not solved. It's definitely not solved.
Well, I think the complaint was actually that it's not, that it's really hard to build for.
No, I saw these guys talking about how it was solved, or like Tinkaton makes it like more or less like more hyper focused in one direction, but that's not the case. Nope. I don't know, dude. Everyone thinks Tinkaton's so good, but this is back-to-back tournaments where top 3 don't even have a Tinkaton.
Yeah. And then, you look further down, and we have the Reeve with that Grumpig, trying to bring that back. There is a Diggersby on
there is a Diggersby too. Yeah, Pablo Dina's side. Seems actually fairly weak to Quagsire too, honestly. But it's probably a Bug Bite Fortress still, though. That's kind of wild. Anyway, Quagsire is still pretty unstoppable. Licky making a resurgence back is actually pretty interesting to see. But yeah, that's kind of that tournament. I don't know. I don't know if people can copy Tonton's team and make it work. Just like how it's probably hard to copy Inadequate's team and make it work.
I have seen like in the Open Great League, like I've seen more people running like Shadow Hydreigon now. I'm like, somebody watched a regional tournament.
But I think it makes more sense in Show 6 than GBL. Like, yes, there's times where I'll try stuff that looks good in Show 6. Like, I think Axel was trying Shadow Piloswine after the Seville regional, and it was hard to use in GBL, but that could really work in Show 6,
But it always happens that way. Like people will sort of see these things and try them, which is not a bad thing. But yeah, it just goes to show how different the two formats are. 100%. Oh my god, Galaxigabulkin rounding out the top 16 with a Serperior.
Dude, he always runs Serperior. That's his thing. That's his thing. You didn't know that he won his first ever regional with a...
Well, I remember him winning with it.
With a Leaf Tornado Superior. But that's always his thing.
I remember him winning with it. I wasn't sure if he always brought it.
Okay, well, let's see if he always brings it. Let's do a little quiz. All right, all right, not including EUIC or LEIC metas, right? Because that's like limited meta.
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. 16 tournaments, and his 16th one, or his first one out of the 16 was Leo when he won it all. So out of 16 tournaments, how many do you think he brought Superior into?
I feel like this is a trap.
Why? What's the trap?
I feel like the answer is probably all of them, but
it's not all of them. It's not all of them.
Yeah. Okay, I want to say 10.
No, it's he brought it 13 out of 16.
Nah.
But more recently, though, he's brought it every single time. There's 3 tournaments straight where he didn't bring it. About like after his like 3rd through 5th tournament, 3rd, 4th, and 5th tournament.
So it was
after
like
the Superior.
he was like I have to bring.
Yeah, he's brought it the past 11 tournaments in a row.
Okay,
dude, that's a lot of metas. That he's been bringing this thing since Worlds 2024. He has every tournament he's attended, including Worlds 2024. He's brought a Superior still. actually insane. Always leave Tornado too, and he's done decent. Like he got a 5th this year. He got a 3rd in Birmingham in 2025. He didn't do solid Worlds, but he brought Superior and Bastion to Frankfurt. That's kind of crazy too. Actually, he was probably one of the first Bastion users of this of the 2026 season because that was before Pittsburgh. But anyway, yeah, fantastic stuff. Sussan Cedar, top finishing player from the U.S., got tied for 9th through 12th. A lot of players from the U.S. actually end up going. Rise Occasion, Doombug, Pockets. But Sussan Cedar was the highest performing one and the only one to make day 2. So, but yeah, that's going to be Prague. Big congrats to Tonton for always bringing the spice and making it work somehow. We had a tournament in Indonesia. Was this the playoffs? I think that was the playoffs. So, and it's top 8. So great to see so many players making it. I don't really recognize a lot of these names outside of Sir Panic a lot. But yeah, there's a Tonton that won that one. So Tonton usage was a little bit more favorable here at 43.8%.
Yeah, it was on the 1st and 3rd place teams.
Yeah.
Barbener bringing the Sea King. What?
The Sea King is a choice. That is a choice. Well, it did work to a degree. And then we had Firo making a resurgence. Yes. I mean, Skystaff's team is kind of wild. So Florges, Shadow Typhlosion, Shadow Credilli, Moltres. Like, this is like, it's not like so off meta. It's just like they've not been meta in a while. Like in this meta at least. Dusclops, Clefable, non-Shadow Poliwrath on MVC's team. I don't know. These are kind of wild.
There were also, like, looking at this and the prog graphic, like, there were less shadows in use overall. Like, it was all Shadow Quagsire over in EU.
Well, the majority is Shadow Quagsire out of
there's
Quagsire
still a majority,
here, but there's less shadows in general. Yeah.
And then what is that? Is that 7? That's only 17% Shadow Fortress. It's actually kind of crazy.
7. Okay, so this is okay. So this 17% is
only
out
of the top, users.
No, right? I know, but like it's like 17% out of the total fortress that made day 2. It's not like 17 out, like half of the 37.5. It's not like 17% of top. Yeah. It just to clarify, right? Because that's even less, right? Shadow Fortress than I think it's actually just 1. Yeah, it's just 1 out of the Shadow out of the fortress that made day 2 was Shadow.
Yeah,
it was on Panic team though, but
that's crazy.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing those players make it. I'm still curious about how the stuff cascades down or whatever if someone doesn't make it. I think, did we mention that before in a previous episode?
We kind of talked about it a little bit with the India event because it sounded like
they might cascade down.
Yeah, well, it sounded like Nava Empire wasn't going to be able to go, but we don't know for sure how the cascading works, if at all.
I could have sworn Steve or Tristan mentioned it, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what they say. But I'm blanking. My marshmallow picnic brain is not functioning at its full capacity right now. Okay, we have another qualifier. It's Thailand. And was this the playoffs as well, or was it just the qualifier? Yeah, it's the playoffs.
Yeah.
So top 4 players make it. Teddiness wins it again, back to back. Thailand champion. Also made top cut at Worlds last year, so definitely a solid player. Ran an Umbreon for this one. Umbreon was at 25% usage, which is kind of crazy, but we got he had a Shadow Fortress, Hocus, Umbreon, Diggersby, Jellicent, and Shadow Celio. This team is like, we don't want to see no Corsola or Ghost team. But anyway.
Well, there were only a few Corsola, I think, but
25%, yeah. She also making up there, dude. This one person, 12 Tochia 21, all evolutions. Umbreon, Leafeon, Sylveon, Vaporeon, Jolteon, Glaceon.
I love them. So much.
How did they make it that far? Like, that's crazy. I would probably just be using like 3 of these only, and that's about it.
Yeah,
you can maybe swap in a fourth, but the coverage and typing is so bad there, and the bulk as well too. That's actually insane that they made it that far. I wish there was like a bracket or something, because like how
how many games did they actually like play is the question, you know?
Yeah.
I think out of the ones they have there, Umbreon obviously has a lot of play. I think the Vaporeon's probably not bad with some of the other things that I see like in the top 12. But yeah, I mean maybe the Jolteon too, but I don't know. If I remember correctly, all of their moves are like high energy, so it's not like you can bait a lot.
I think you have Leaf Blade though on the Leafeon, but
that
yeah. I mean, you have some spammy abilities. I think you have Aqua Tail or something on the Vaporeon and
on the
Discharge
Vaporeon.
on Jolteon. It's just that the typing is so bad. I don't know. Crazy stuff.
Single typing on all of them.
Stuff. Yeah. Anyway, congrats to Teddiness for winning that one. Excited to see him back. And then, yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for the championship series. Looking forward to seeing more of the what do you call it? APAC qualifiers churn out, and we see how those competitors do.
Since those were both the playoffs, what other APAC events do we have remaining? Do you know?
I think we still need to see. It was like Hong Kong, and I think it's APAC is the one. It's like Hong Kong and like Vietnam, I think, and some other countries looped into one. Because Yakai isn't qualified yet, so I'm curious to see if he qualifies to the Hong Kong qualifier or like the APAC qualifier that he attends. Likely will attend. I think Taiwan we're still waiting on. There's probably some other ones. Obviously Japan, but that's PGCS isn't happening until June, so that one's
yeah. That one's always really late.
Korea, I think, hasn't had their playoffs yet. They had their qualifier, but not the playoffs. So I feel like Draco hasn't really been covering the qualifiers as much this season, or we haven't been posting it. I don't know. I feel like we haven't looked at qualifier results as much. I think we looked at qualifier results for India.
We did look at them from
and
India.
Maybe Korea, but that's about it.
And that's because DracoViz did share like the graphics.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I just don't. I don't know where to get that data from, honestly.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, that's gonna do it for that. And then not much else really going on, honestly. So we'll kind of end.
When's the next US regional?
Is
it LA?
Yeah.
And when is that?
It is next weekend.
Next week.
Dude, it's coming fast. Very fast. And yeah, you want to guess how many competitors are signed up for that one?
Oh, how many? 100.
I'll give you context. You want to know how much the previous LA regional was?
Yeah, how many were at the previous one?
So this is 2024, so 2 years ago, right? Just keep that in mind. So there were a total of 136 in the bracket. That probably includes no shows.
Yeah. I'm gonna guess like 180.
No.
Is it way higher?
215 so far. Hey, say what you want about the circuit, but it's growing in NA. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, there's also just generally since 2024, I think less regional events, so the attendance obviously is going to grow at the ones that they do choose to have, because we have a lot of people who really who really do want to make a showing as much as possible.
Yeah.
And especially with the points system that has since been introduced as well, like if you're serious about your your record and qualifying and, maybe even making some money, then you really gotta move your butt.
Yeah. No, definitely. But yeah, curious to see how that one goes. I did not get a text back from my dad, so I think guess I'm booking out this wedding. Didn't respond in a couple minutes.
How important? How important is this, Dad? I really need to know.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we could talk about this as our tea topic. I don't really know if there's just going to be too much more going on around this, but anyway, so FireStar did post a follow up long tweet and stuff. You could check out his Twitter if you want to see the full details, but he kind of just recounts his entire experience. General TLDR is he talks about how he was warned and stuff of the table tapping, but he was just saying how it didn't really impact the gameplay, and he didn't realize it would lead to a game loss. Some of his own confusions, his own perspectives. It's pretty detailed. I will say that. And then he mostly I think he's still hoping that decision will reverse, but I just don't think it will at this point. They already made a decision on this. Yeah. So I don't think that's going to be the case. And he was hoping for some rule adjustments, which, I mean, it's a suggestion, right? And it's not like people won't see it. So I don't know if they're going to change the rules just because he brought it up. But
I do think that, I read the whole thing, and I do think that given the statement that they've already made, while he and certainly a lot of others might still hope that the decision has the possibility of change, I agree with you that I don't really think it does. I think he made that statement more from an educational place. This is my recollection of what happened to me, to add context to the statement that they gave. And I think that, talking about kind of the rule changes is a really nice place to sort of come from, instead of just, obviously talking about how you still perceive it as being very unfair, or you don't like it or whatever. I think he's doing his best to try and look at what can come from this. Is there positive change that we that we can draw from this? And his statement is not the first time that I've heard about high level competitors, not just kind of the stress level, but also the actual exhaustion that can come from it, and how and how there's really not a lot of grace often given to take breaks and stuff, because you are on, there is a schedule. There is a whole production team and staff and everybody working to sort of stick to that schedule. So while I understand that that's important, I think it's also important to understand, from a competitive standpoint, that sometimes it's really, really difficult to actually just get through the battles themselves.
Yeah. It everyone varies from me personally, I'm okay just sitting there just battling the whole day back to back, but I know that's not everyone, right? I will say this, right, from a tournament organizer or a judge's perspective, they've always been pretty consistent about that. I remember even in the early days, right, they would always be there's not much of a break between in the grand finals reset. You just go to the next one, right? Because I guess the only thing they could do is maybe toss a commercial break or something, right? Because there's no other battles to highlight. You're not gonna, what are you gonna do? Interview the players after a bracket reset? That's kind of random. We just interviewed them 15 minutes ago in the grand finals lounge, right? So
no, I think, hey, stop that, Mitz.
Yeah.
I think that, even just I don't know, a minute break or something, there's always videos they could throw on. But no, I certainly was not saying that they have not been consistent. It's always been a thing that I've heard talked about, by several players. And it's going to affect some people more than others. Clearly in his statement, he goes into a lot of detail about how it might have benefited him more so than everybody else, to have at least an opportunity to step away for not even a minute.
To play devil's advocate here, and I think obviously if people really need breaks, I understand the necessity for that. It's consistency is super important, right? And we're talking about consistency in general with like judging all that stuff. But consistency in the breaks is also important. So let's put it this way, right? If you do a break for grand finals resets, right? Because he talked about how he wanted a break in his thing, but was declined to break because they had to, the show must go on kind of situation. You have to be consistent with that with every grand finals and every bracket reset. But I don't think they have the luxury of doing that, because when we come to internationals on that championship Sunday, on that third day of competition, whether it's internationals or worlds, they don't got the time to just stop the entire broadcast for not just Pokemon Go, but for the entire Pokemon franchise, just for a bracket reset break, right? Because they don't have bracket resets for any of the other games, not Unite, not TCG, not VGC. It's just one best of.
No, I
sometimes
get it.
Just a best of 3. It's not even a best of 5. Actually, I think a lot of them are best of 3s, like TCG and VG. Unite, I think, is a best of 5, but they don't have time for that, So it would also be weird if like, oh yeah, you get a break at a regional, but at an international worlds, you don't get one. So better get ready, like that would throw players off too, because I'm assuming whoever makes it to grand finals for worlds probably has been to a grand finals for some other regional at some point, right? So
2 things I would bring up is, first of all, I mean, he does also point out in his statement that he did like ask, and the fact that like, you're saying from a consistency standpoint, they really know that that's not possible. But the fact that, I mean, he said that someone said it would be possible, and granted, that's not a confirmation, but like that's kind of a thought that you have, like oh, I probably will be able to,
in reality, like of course a break is possible, right? It's not like an impossibility thing to pull off. It's just, I think the consistency aspect and just in general, like that's just never been a thing. So
no, I get
not
it.
to say it can't be a thing,
Yeah,
but
I mean, I get that from a scheduling standpoint. Again, it's not really feasible, and we've never seen it before.
Of course, if like someone has a legitimate emergency, like they're like about to pass out or like they about to pee their pants, like sure, they're probably gonna let them happen, right? But if you're just like, hey, I just need a second to like recollect and sit there and like pause for a minute, they'll be like, nah, you gotta lock in,
No,
and to be fair, right, from like if we're talking about esports as like a side of like sports in general or whatever, like like you, like if it's real sports, you can't just be like, I'm just going to I'm just going to take a break real quick, right? When I don't have any
real
timeouts
sports
remaining.
have timeouts.
Yeah, they have timeouts. Like, so if you don't have timeouts, you can't just be like, oh, I want some extra. Like, we don't have timeouts, right? Okay, maybe that was not a good example.
I was gonna say don't.
I'm getting out this past minute of the podcast. Don't worry.
Here's the thing. In his, that's what he forgot to add in his suggestion for rules. We also need a section for timeouts. That's like me playing Wingspan at home. I have house rules, right? And I think I would like to lobby Wingspan creators to have house rules.
Imagine like you're battling in a grand finals, and then after a battle, I'm like, yo, time. Like, let's hold on, Judge. I need to.
Maybe it wouldn't be such a bad thing. Maybe it wouldn't be such a bad thing. I don't know. We're all overly stressed these days, and not just about this game. So I don't know if someone, even if it is just sort of a mental break that's needed. I also don't think that should be like taken super lightly or disregarded. I'd like to see people sort of request for their own, sort of mental fortitude be taken seriously, or at least addressed as seriously, not just kind of like passed off like, oh, you just need
maybe this is a controversial take, but I feel like grassroots formats, particularly team grassroots formats, and this is not against Battle Frontier, it started all the way back in like Sylph Arena, right? Like factions and stuff, is the fact that people have take freaking forever to lock in between battles, bro. Like it's got, and I think it hurts people in these real person tournaments, right? Like I legitimately think there is something to some people that perform so well online and in grassroots formats, and then they show up in a person tournament and they just like always underperform. I'm not going to name names, but I got a few names in mind, right? And it could be a lot of things. It could be nerves, could be whatever, right? But I think I really think some of it is some of these people might take longer to lock in, But when you're on, especially on stream, right, the judges are like, they're watching a timer. If you're on the tables, like they're not watching as much. And like, if it's my opponent, like I'm not really gonna be like, hey, dude, you're taking too long, right? I'll just like let them lock in, whatever. But on the stream, you can't get away with that.
They're definitely, they've always been very consistent, like on stream, with saying like you have exactly this much time to lock in your team, and sometimes that time just disappears without realizing where it went. Because like, I mean, me and Sushi were first on stream in Orlando, and like they say, oh, you have 2 minutes to lock in your team, and then all of a sudden they're like, Kaz, we need you to lock in, and I'm like, oh my god, where did 2 minutes go? Where was I?
Yeah, exactly. Is it a timer 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, 2 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, that's what they told me. And they also have gotten more strict about it at the tables too, even if they aren't as strict as like the stream or whatever. And yeah, part of it probably is for reasons that you're indicating, like coming from a lot of the grassroots formats, whether it's individual 6-on-6 or like the team format. Yeah, when you're online, just like and arranging everything like person to person, oh my god, people can take forever.
Yeah. It's
to the extent that sometimes, like, because in Battle Frontier, you can be on like Discord voice chat like with your teammates while they're battling, to the extent that sometimes you're sitting there forever like waiting for them to lock in, and then it'll just be like challenge canceled because it's taking too long.
Yeah.
And you're like, what just happened?
No, I legitimately, like, okay, I think grassroots formats, like, there's competition to it, so I'm not saying like people shouldn't take it seriously, right? I definitely think it's more serious than like GPL for what it's worth. But
I think any show 6
I think honestly. Also, like, some people take it too seriously to the point where like you shouldn't take that long to lock in, just in general, right? You really shouldn't, right? And it is going to hurt you in a real life competition when you don't have the time, right? Whether you think you need that time or not, you're not going to have the time, right? When you're sitting at the tables, right? So if you only play online formats, then whatever, right? If you only show up to in-person tournaments, you don't really care about results, then whatever. But if you really want to improve as a player, you really should just start the clock yourself, even on Battle Frontier matches, just to get used to that timer, right? Because like sometimes I'm watching my teammates like in Battle Frontier like do stuff. I was like, guys, like you guys gotta lock in. Like we've been talking about this for like 3 minutes. I haven't said anything, but like you guys like just make a decision. Like you could sit there for 5-10 minutes trying to think of the perfect lead, and you still lose the lead. It's not one of those things where like you need to think about every possibility and then you could outthink them and think like you don't know how people are. Like obviously some people have more tendencies than others, but they might just lead the same lead again and you think they're going to change it up, Like
I definitely think like
you're hurting yourself, right? By taking that long.
I think that just strategy wise, like trying to, because it used to be a discussion a lot, like, oh, so I led with this and then they led with this, so I think that they'll probably switch to this, or maybe they think that I'll switch to that used to be, I think, a lot more the standard thought when going into sort of grassroots battles. But like now, I definitely think that with the advent of all these very visible tournaments in the championship series and everything, it's better to have kind of a strategy in mind rather than trying to play off your opponent or think about how your opponent is playing off you.
Yeah.
It's more about like, well, what's the strategy of my 3, and like what, like multiple sort of mindsets you can have, especially when you're going to in the championship series and you have your team of 6 set. You've got to know how they work together. So ultimately it's better if you don't. It might be better if you just don't think about like how your opponent is going to play, more so what you can like play with.
Yeah.
Instead. And I think that does help cut out a lot of time. Because like when I'm sitting there battling, I'm not I'm looking at their team. I'm looking at like this little graph I've made for myself about effectiveness. But like I'm not sitting there thinking about like what they're thinking.
Dude, yeah, one of my locals, like I was sitting next to him at a local tournament this past weekend, and he drew out a whole matrix, like for every matchup. And I'm like, I hope you're fast at writing, because if you're actually on stream, like, I mean, and I don't think he's ever even played on stream to my knowledge. So, maybe it's not a big deal for him, but like if he ever is, he's going to be really thrown off,
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, That's not to say anything about that's unrelated to FireStar. I'm not saying he takes forever to lock in. We've gone on a tangent that I don't even remember how we got onto. But
well, it's about taking like the time that's that is required for the stream schedule and the time that players.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think again, I don't like. I get why FireStar and some others might be like, oh, it's nice to have some break between the bracket reset and all this stuff, but like you as if you're someone that aims to ever make their grand finals and stuff and win a tournament, like just be ready to play them back to back. Be ready to play them back to back. Be ready to be sure you lock in before 2 minutes every match. By then, like hopefully you're used to it because you battled like all day. But like it is like you could definitely see fatigue hitting players, right? For sure. Yeah. But that fatigue could hit them even if they have like a 5-minute breather, right? Like that's a lot of battles for anyone to do in a single day.
And the one other thing that I think I drew out of his statement was, and I mean, he, once again, I don't think he places blame on anyone in particular. And certainly in his statement, he made it a point to say that no one should be like taking out their frustrations on individuals. But I think the main thing he wanted to get across is his exact recollection of the experience and what he was and was not told. So ultimately, the statement is worth a read just to kind of, as you pointed out, understand the process of like going through not just a grand finals matchup, but into a bracket reset and sort of all the pressures and information and things that come with that. So it's a good read, and like I said, I think he did a good job in trying to approach it more from like sharing information and potential ideas for rule updates or updates for stream processes and stuff like that. So worth a read, but ultimately I think that Pokemon has said what they're going to say, and I'd be really surprised if it goes anywhere from here.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's pretty much that. You can take a look at it if you want. I know that a lot of people are still commenting about the FireStar thing on like every Play Pokemon post. Honestly, I'm most curious about when that'll cut down.
During the Prague stream, there were a lot of people, a lot of commenters that were like, "Whoa, trainer, don't shake that table so much."
I mean, I don't
think that's gonna go away. I don't think that's gonna go away. I don't think
even if it doesn't go away, I could be wrong, but I don't think it's gonna do anything. No one's gonna be like, yeah, these people are being annoying in chats. Let's reverse the decision. No. I don't think it's like, look, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. You could get banned for constantly spamming the chat with that stuff too, right? Like from the chat. So, but maybe people don't care. I don't know. Anyway, that was just like a slight update on that. Let's talk about YouTube comments because we have a few YouTube comments and we have a bunch of Podbean comments to cover too, and we saved those for you. So
you can only do that if I'm here.
Dantron says, on the topic of how bad the Silicobra release was, I live in Phoenix, Arizona, literally the middle of the desert, and I couldn't find a single Silicobra for the first couple of days of the events until they fixed the spawn distribution. Global releases should not be bio-locked. Agreed. Yep. Agreed.
Hard agree. Mm-hmm.
Rich Rank says, I mean, I feel like this was a similar issue we had with what's that thing called? The Toadscroll as well. Except I think more people are near like Toadscroll biomes than desert biomes, so it was less of an outrage because I didn't really get a single Toadscroll during the last Toadscroll event either.
I think that Wiglet was the one that people had a lot of problems with.
Yeah, true, because not everyone's by beach,
Yeah, the beach biome is like locked in a very specific way as well. Toadscroll is rare, but it is possible, and I think that, to your point, a lot more accessible to most people. I still only have one Wiglet.
I have a few of those, but the Toadscroll I've seen like maybe one or two in my life. Rich Rank says, I did 10 routes and got less than 1 Corsa per route, and my wife did them with me, and she got a little more than 1 per route. I experienced a ton of the other route exclusive Pokemon Togetic, Trubbish, Lapras, was pretty annoying on my end. Yeah, similar. Mm-hmm. I saw a lot of Lapras, a lot of Trubbish. I didn't do any when Togetic were around.
So much Lapras.
So many. Those things are not easy to catch either. And
literally, I think it was the most common Pokemon I saw, and I think that Trubbish was like the second most.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they spawn at different days, but yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, highly disappointing on that. But I guess the results varied quite a bit. Because I was just watching people post about their rank 1, so I was like, what the heck? Okay. A few comments from Jen from the previous episode, not last episode, the one before that. Jen says, Susie Curly Q 51 routes. What is that? Oh, she did 51 routes?
She did 51 routes.
Jeez. Yeah, I was winning this bet against nobody.
Jen, save your Toad School for me.
I did do the bets, the Cursula in Ultra League bets, and I only lost 115 elo. Not too bad. I think I won about 33% of my games. Not great, but not terrible. I beat some people with it though, which was quite satisfying. At first though, when I first started using it, I was like, this is miserable. And then I started getting the hang of it. Yeah.
By the end, you experienced the Stockholm Syndrome.
Dude, some people were shielding it too. I was like, what the heck? I was like, you don't need to shield your Malamar against this.
I will say, most people probably just didn't even know what it had. They were like, is it Shadow Ball?
Someone came in Toucan into it. I got to Power Gem and I throw it. And this thing hurts, right? This thing's really attack weight. So it'll probably nearly one shot at Toucan. Toucan's already frail. They didn't shield. They called the Nightshade bait. I was like, what? Like, I don't think this guy knows what the moves are. I think they just don't know what the moves are at that point, which is fair because who knows what the Curse moves are. Yeah. My elo's not particularly high either, so maybe the players I played against weren't like as experienced, but it wasn't that low either. It was like expert range. Okay, all right. Anyway,
salty.
I was just holding her a little bit. She just vomited, so but I think she's just eating too fast. All right, Jen also says I killed like 3 Peperomia before I figured out their water needs. Zap prefers to try to eat the toxic ones. What is that about? Some plant thing?
The Peperomia is the plant, because I was talking about...
It makes me hungry, so I just think about pepperoni now.
I was talking about how Mittens like destroyed my one plant like really vindictively. And yeah, her and Zap...
He thought it was pepperoni too.
That's her cat. Well, one of her cats.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. He tries to eat the toxic ones, kind of crazy, but
he eats a lot of weird stuff. Yeah. He's a weird little guy.
Yeah. Okay, in the most recent episode, we got a comment from Artemis Dragon. Says, yeah, I think Max Battles is a half-baked idea that needs an update. I was hoping we get real PvE gateway into PvP, but sadly, it's just another shiny hunt expedition for something that can only be on its max shiny form while in max form in battle. Also, I find it deeply annoying having to back out of battle because the max battle boss had an unfavorable charge move. I just cannot believe that people are okay with that. The whole system is bizarre. Dude, also the dodging thing still. I'm still waiting for PvP Steve to send me a video of him dodging because I do not understand this.
That video doesn't exist. It's not.
Yeah. 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 Okay, I'm calling it now. We have, obviously like Dynamax, Gigantamax specific Pokemon. We have shiny variants of them specific, right?
Yeah, right.
I think in the future, we're going to have a Shadow Dynamax, Gigantamax exclusive.
No
way.
But
do you think that they can evolve? Because Shadows can't do Mega Forms. Do you think they could do a Gigantamax, Dynamax form of Shadow?
No, yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. How would they even implement it? Because like right now, you
Dynamax, Gigantamax takeover events.
Right now, you can only get them through like grunts or bosses. So like, are you telling me that grunts or bosses are going to start like using Dynamax or Gigantamax?
I think it'll still be a Dynamax or Gigantamax raid or battle, whatever. But there'll be shiny forms.
No way.
You want to make a bet on it?
No, I don't want to make a bet on it.
We'll set a time limit for it. It can't be like a lifetime bet.
I'm just saying, like, I just don't think that they will. I think shadows are a very specific mechanic, and while I believe that Dynamax or Gigantamax system could be updated in ways to sort of fold it into a broader experience outside of its like closed loop, I don't foresee them like changing the sort of the shadow mechanics.
Okay.
More so than they already have.
Okay.
We can literally only get those by battling the grunts, the bosses, or like Giovanni himself. It's not like we're rewarded those Pokemon like in research ever. You know?
Yeah.
And I just don't think they're gonna put like Gigantamax or Dynamax like into Rocket battles. That would just be like a whole other thing. They have enough things.
They do have a lot of things. Okay. Let's see. Jen also says Silly Cobra, zero Silly Cobra, and no zero people who got Silly Cobra. yeah, fair. I know JJN does, and that's about it. But he lives in the desert. And then Jen also says my final route count was 53. Only did 2 installed 0 Corsola. Dude, that's crazy amount of routes though. Did she get any good Corsola? Do you know, like PvP Corsola by chance?
Oh, I don't know. She doesn't PvP.
Oh, she doesn't even. So she doesn't even save anything that might be good.
No.
Wait, Jen. With all these Corsola you got in your storage, you know, I know a buddy of mine that could really use some low friendship traits, you know. And just so happens I'm my own buddy right here, so.
Just so happens I know
you got some
really
post scroll as well. I shall take them. I don't have anything to offer back, but if you don't PvP, I got. I got some Turtonator, some Lapras I could offer.
Yeah, I really think she only shiny hunts and then she sends shinies to home. Like that's it.
Oh, dude, I feel like there's a chance that she might have transferred the Corsola. Now that I think about it.
Probably.
Jen, please don't. Please go back in time and untransfer them if you did. I'm just, small ass. Just make a time machine.
For when we're all at Worlds in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And watching Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, we could trade them. We could trade them on the Monday, or whatever, because you don't want to trade them on the Friday because there's a good chance they go lucky. Mm-hmm. I'll give you whatever you want on the Friday if you want lucky stuff. But anyway, that's going to do it for us on that shorter episode. But they're just, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of tournaments, but yeah, we don't have Tristan yapping, I guess. I'm just kidding.
Well, only one of the tournaments we really have a good amount of detail on, I think, from being able to watch it. The other ones, I mean, we can really only guess, because I'd be really curious to know about that all evolution team. I tell you what.
True. Yeah. I don't even know who that guy is, but
my new hero. That's who that is.
I bet the jubilation he felt when he won was similar to when I won with the Corsola. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, but okay, that's going to do it for us. Next week will be the week before LA starts. Is there any tournaments this weekend? I don't think there is, right? Or not in the TPCI regions. Oh wait, when is Melbourne at? Is that? I think it's after. Let me see here. It is in May though. It is. Oh yeah, it's a weekend. Yeah, so I don't think there's any TPCI tournaments this upcoming weekend, but there's the one I forgot where in Latam. There's one on the same weekend as LA, and then,
is Lima?
No. Might be Lima. Let me see real quick. So we have Utrecht is this. Okay, no. Okay, yeah. So LA is just LA. It's just LA next or 2 weeks from now, or next weekend, I guess. And then Campinas and Utrecht. So Campinas, where is that at? It's in Brazil. So I probably mispronounced that. But that one and Utrecht are both on the same weekend, the following weekend after LA. And then Melbourne's the weekend after that. As well as Lima.
Okay. So
and then Indy's the weekend after that. So we have May is packed. We got LA.
Pretty packed.
Then the following weekend is Campinas and Utrecht. Then the following weekend is Melbourne and Lima. And then it's Indy. And then we got Turn right after that too, actually. Special championship. And then NEIC is the weekend right after that. What the heck? That's stupid fast. Wait, really the Turn one's going to be interesting because that's going to be after the Musa update. Because usually we only have, or potential Musa update. I assume there's going to be some update, but I don't know. They've been pretty good about it the past few years. But because usually it's just NAIC and PJCS that are on the world's meta updates. But this year, because NAIC is a limited meta, it's just going to be PGCS and turn. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, that's the next.
We won't get to see every weekend, either one, will we?
Turin?
Is that going to be streamed?
Yeah. Turin's in Italy.
Yeah, I know, but.
Oh no, they stream. Yeah, they stream all their special events and their regular regionals too. Yeah, it's just the special events. The pricing's different. Yeah, but it is. Yeah, it actually says event will be broadcasted. So, Capinas and Lima are not. Maybe there'll be an unofficial broadcast, and then Melbourne probably unofficial broadcast. Right, that Steve might be helping out run.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, and then NAIC, then Worlds, and then we have a bunch of APAC tournaments too. I don't know the schedule on that though, because that's not really on the Yeah, it's not on the what do you call it? The docket for TPCI's website. But okay. Busy couple weeks coming up. And I need to get prepping because I'm not ready at all. But
after this weekend, right? There's nothing this weekend?
Nothing this weekend. Yeah. Well, there might be some like APAC stuff, but yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Sure. If I were to guess, the Korea playoffs should be this weekend. Because it wasn't this past weekend, and usually it's like a 2-week gap, I think. Usually, so yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, that's going to do it for us. Any final words, Kaz?
I'm all good. Mittens has abandoned me.
Yeah, Jackie just likes to be close to me, but doesn't like to be held. She's like literally hiding behind my monitor, but I can see her. The Cranberry's still in jail, but yeah. Okay, well, we will catch you all next time. If you want to support the podcast, as always, feel free to check out our merchandise in the description down below, and even bigger plus if you take a photo with us and you're wearing the merch. Big stuff. Anyway, that'll do it for us. We'll catch you all next week, and best luck to anyone that's playing in any qualifier playoffs or qualifiers this weekend. And yeah, looks like a lot of people will be prepping for the upcoming few weeks, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, until next time, we'll catch you all later. Peace.